There is nothing like a new discovery. Every day, rescue teams, archaeologists, and scientists are making discoveries that can be incredibly exciting. Perhaps the best type of discoveries are the ones that make us rethink what we currently hold to be true. Amazingly, they happen every day. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be looking at 3 recent discoveries and the facts behind them. Coast Guard launches mass rescue of 18 snowmobilers from ice slab that broke off Lake Erie. A brave group of people, including the US Coast Guard and a Good Samaritan, have saved 18 snowmobilers from a slab of ice that broke off Lake Erie. According to the Coast Guard, the group was rescued on ATVs and snowmobiles. It all started when a Coast Guard helicopter from the Detroit Air Station noticed a group of people stuck on ice off the coast of Catawba Island in Ohio. The group had been looking for a way back to land when the ice that they were standing on broke off from the rest of the ice on Lake Erie. Of the 18, 7 were rescued by helicopter, another 7 were rescued by a Good Samaritan on an airboat, and 4 were rescued by a Coast Guard airboat. The rescuers were up against the heavily iced lake when trying to make it to the snowmobilers. Luckily, all were rescued safely and none needed medical attention after being brought to shore. This story turned out positively, but that is not the case for many people who seek recreation in these icy areas. In a statement, Lieutenant Jeremiah Schiessel of the Coast Guard said, "There's no such thing as safe ice, but people can mitigate their risks. Always be sure to tell someone where you're going and when you expect to be back. Great Lakes ice is unpredictable and conditions can change fast." The Coast Guard has warned people to always take precautions when playing on the ice and to wear a life jacket and have a form of reliable communication. They have also recommended carrying an ice pick or screwdriver to break up ice in an emergency. The rescue occurred only 1 day after the National Weather Service issued a statement warning people to avoid the ice on Lake Erie, as the strong winds would increase the chances of ice breaking. It's an important reminder to think about the dangers there are on Earth. Chilean tsunami scared local people away for 1,000 years. About 3,800 years ago, an earthquake about as large as any in recorded history struck the Chilean coast, triggering a devastating tsunami. In the aftermath, local hunter-gatherers began to spend less time on the coast and moved further inland for about 1,000 years. The ancient tsunami has been studied by a team at the University of Chile in Santiago, led by Gabriel Easton. The researchers have been impressed by this example of a society needing to transform the way it functions to outlive natural threats. The reason the team studied this earthquake-prone site is because the coast of Chile is on a subduction zone where one of the Earth's tectonic plates is being forced under another. Since written history of this area is short, it's still not known how often the biggest earthquakes occur and how large they can be. The team was able to date the Chilean tsunami by analysing a layer of sediment that was dumped by a tsunami. They then studied the charcoal and shells that were on the sediment and determined the tsunami must have occurred about 3,800 years ago. The team knew that this tsunami must have been huge, but the exact measurement is unknown. However, their research has pointed to an earthquake with a magnitude of about 9.5. If that's the case, then the earthquake was as big as the largest recorded earthquake in history that occurred in southern Chile in 1960. The fact that 2 huge earthquakes occurred in Chile within the past 5,000 years makes researchers believe that the area in northern Chile is able to produce earthquakes of a 9.5 magnitude and that the 1960 earthquake was not a one-off event. Although people have lived in the Atacama area for more than 12,000 years, the research team found shifts in the region that occurred around 3,800 years ago, the same time as the massive earthquake. The archaeological sites show less signs of habitation and suggest that people may have left the area or had limited their time there. For example, cemeteries were moved inland. This may not mean much by today's standards, but the society that inhabited that Chilean coast region placed great importance in burying loved ones nearby, indicating that they left the coast. Since many of the coastal sites had only been reoccupied about 1,000 to 1,500 years ago, the researchers believe that the area had been abandoned for more than 1,000 years, which is a long time since throughout history societies have tended to forget about these events rather quickly. The team suggests that the memory of the event must have been passed on orally or through stone pictures. All this points to the lessons that, at times, society need to adapt to natural threats in order to secure their own survival. This society abandoned everything they knew in order to survive, and now we get to study them thousands of years later. Astronomers capture dying star emitting smoke ring V Hydrae. In its last moments, a red giant star called V Hydrae revealed an unusual feature to the astronomers studying it. V Hydrae emitted 6 distinct smoke rings that are formed every few hundred years, according to scientists. This is the first time that expanding smoke rings have been observed around a star in its end throes. While there are many unknown details about this event, this new observation may alter the current model of stellar evolution and give insight into our sun's fate. The red giant moniker is given to stars in the final stages of their stellar evolution. A star's internal temperature begins to increase when its core no longer converts hydrogen into helium, and the star begins to be compressed by gravity. The star then begins to expand due to the core's heating and compression, while the surface temperature becomes relatively cool. This process makes the star appear orange-red, like a red giant. According to the current model, the final red giant stage begins when the helium in the star's core is spent and the core shrinks once again, turning the star into an asymptomatic giant branch, or AGB star. The AGB star gets closer to its final transition as it loses its mass. By the current estimation, in about 5 billion years, our own sun will become a red giant and then turn into an AGB. Then, finally, it will evolve into a planetary nebula with a white dwarf in the center. The research team that studied this event also found blasts of gas that were ejected from the star perpendicular to the smoke rings and formed 2 structures with an hourglass shape. These structures are expanding rapidly. The discoveries made with V Hydrae have thrown astronomers for a loop, as the ejections of rings of gas along with the jets of material produced at high speeds are new developments in how astronomers currently understand a star ending. The traditional model of an AGB star end by the ejection of fuel in a slow spherical wind over 100,000 years or more is counter to the rapid evolution the research team observed. The team also found a possible stellar companion near V Hydrae that may play a role in the star coming to an end. All of this once again points to the need for constant changes in understanding when it comes to science, as new evidence can easily alter the current models. We must be prepared for it. There are many kinds of discoveries. They can be archaeological, scientific, or even something else. Each one is exciting. Every day, discoveries are being made. It's fascinating to learn about new developments in science, archaeology, or any other field for that matter. Every new finding opens up a whole new world of possibilities, and it's amazing to think about all the incredible things that could be discovered in the future thanks to the latest breakthroughs. But what do you make of these interesting discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.